and a warm welcome to the Pisara Oval, also known as the Saranamuthu Stadium, who will be hosting the first T20 Sri Lanka versus New Zealand. Well, as you see, they have played 10 games. New Zealand have won all 10.
We are all set for the toss of this first T20I between Sri Lanka and New Zealand here at Pisara Oval. I have the two captains with me, Sophie Devine of New Zealand, Chamari Athapattu of Sri Lanka, and the ICC match referee Michelle Pereira, as well as the standby umpire Susantha Disanayaka. The home team captain Chamari will now spin the coin.
Tails is a call. Tails it is, Sophie.
New Zealand have won the toss. Sophie, what are you going to do?
We're going to have a bowl first today.
Well, Sri Lanka Chamari Athapattu, of course, leading the way. Gunaratna, Samaravikrama. For New Zealand, we have Bernadine Bates, Kerr, Devine, the captain, Green, Plima, Holiday.
A wicket first up for Eden Carson. She's gone through Chamari Athapattu.
Into the left-hander, you could see. Very wide, just went straight through with the arm. No turn at all. That sort of skidded onto Chamari Athapattu, and that's to put the pressure on these young Sri Lankan batters.
In the air, but finds the gap and it's run away for 4. Vishmi Gunaratna.
Well, looking to be aggressive, drags it on the onside, past at the mid-on fielder, picks up a boundary. Bowlers. Sophie Devine coming in with a slow medium pace. She'll get a boundary. Vishmi Gunaratna, that's a good shot.
Main target would have been to get rid of Chamari Athapattu. They did, and what a wonderful shot.
She got some glove on it. That's Vishmi's. All these 3 T20Is will be played on the same venue. Beautifully played by Vishmi Gunaratna.
Well for a long time. That's the goal. In the end, this time, as you spoke about, spinners will have a big say, slowing things down, and in the end,
First over breaks this partnership. Vishmi Gunaratna tried to work it towards the leg side. Should have played it on the off.
Samaravikrama.
Oh, once again trying to be too cheeky.
That long outside her crease, and she was a little bit surprised by that decision. Here's the replay here. But it might have been another Faraday again.
That's a good shot though. Pierces the gap, Hansika Karunaratna. Important boundary for herself.
Wicket of Chamari Athapattu in for her third over now. And another straight one gets another wicket. Eden Carson, that ball's working magic for her today.
Killers for the Sri Lankans so far. Got Chamari Athapattu, the very first ball of the match. Now coming in for a new spell. Strikes again. Hasn't really built on that talent and skill so far. Gets away quickly with a boundary. So starts off her innings in style.
Difficult to get away, particularly when she's bowling so well. That's nicely played by Nilakshi De Silva.
so I think it's important. Sri Lanka has that score in the scorecard, and this time probably trying to go over mid-off. The option was right, the boundary was inviting, but in the end just managed to squeeze it to the mid-off fielder. Definitely, as I said, invitation was there, just couldn't get the elevation or the power to elate that mid-off fielder.
Magnificent record, but unfortunately unable to break into the side until now. Big appeal. An umpire gives her out. That's the end of Kavisha Dilhari.
Most of the time, umpires would be tempted to rule any batter out. There you go, taking a replay there. That's a goner for me. Definitely, probably hitting the middle on this Sri Lankan batting lineup.
That's really nicely played by Oshadi Ranasinghe. Once again, massive gap.
There's been a whole cascade of wickets.
That's a good stroke from Manushka Sanjeevani.
Side, in terms of Oshadi Ransingha.
Premeditated, but she gets the boundary to that 120 mark. And that's gone.
For the umpire.
Yeah, she hesitated, Anushka Sanjeevani. That probably brought the down.
Gets bat on it that time, and they. Oh, that's a fantastic direct hit from Amelia Kerr. Doubt about where that ball was headed.
Yeah, great work from Melika Udeshika Prabodhini. She had to take that single.
Not out in the end.
Outside edge, running down. Crucial boundary for Sri Lanka of Oshadi Ranasinghe's bat. Ball. Udeshika Prabodhini.
That goes straight up.
Yeah.
Kerr is right under it. She's not going to drop that one.
Here's the batting card. Vishmi Gururatne, 26, the highest run scorer. Here's the bowlers. I think the spinners, Eden Carson, Lee Kasparek and Amelia Kerr.
Susie Bates, of course, we know what she's capable of. Tremendous player. So much experience. Piece of a misfield. Oh, that's in there. Opportunity, and she's got the wicket.
Just like the White Ferns, Sri Lanka bringing the changes in the power play. Good shot, good shot. And bisecting that gap, square leg was up in the circle. Those two fielders saving the boundary was at long on and mid wicket.
It's down. Inoshi Fernando played the third ODI. That's a brilliant shot from Susie Bates. She finds the boundary.
Around a long time. And, I think you would count her as an experienced player as well. Pulls that one hard, beautifully struck there again.
Definitely the next in line to take over the leadership also, I think, for the White Ferns.
And chops that away, again dropping short, and that's...
Good start for Kavisha Dilhari, ruined by that last delivery.
They certainly have produced many good cricketers. This is a good shot. Found that gap through car point. Wasn't that much.
Pressure here in a situation that doesn't have much.
I reckon and the bowling. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Short mid wicket fielder. For a moment I thought it evaded her, but in the end it was struck well by Amelia Kerr. Just finding the fielder, and she flew to her left.
No catch like that. My instinct was the same as yours. I thought that was definitely past the fielder. But she managed to hurl herself towards it and took it with relative comfort, it seems, and to what should be a victory.
Square fielder and brilliant caught. 2 wickets in this over, just what the doctor ordered for Sri Lanka. They needed wickets to stay in the game, and 2 big wickets of Amelia Kerr first, and now skipper Sophie Devine gone without scoring.
Than the first one, because it took a long time to get to her. She had to sight it. She had to sight it off a very difficult background, and then take it on the boundary. It was less an instinctive catch and more one where she had time to think about it, but she took it again comfortably. And now the White Ferns, having lost 2, Devine gone for a duck with the right ball.
Shot this time. Bounced and find that gap between square leg and mid wicket. This is
And Inoshi Fernando, she's bowled well. Oh, that's close, that's close, that's out. That's out from here. We thought that was straight enough. She's a bowler really well, Inoshi Fernando. She's been very active, very vibrant, and bit of a turn, beat the inside part of the bat, struck the front pad, and probably that would have been a clip in those stumps, clicking the leg stump, and umpire Chamara so he just thought so. Raises his finger. Maddie Green has to depart for just a 5. Sri Lanka have picked up another wicket. It's 77 for 4.
Full on them for a long time. down the track, and that's lofted over the infield. A couple of bounces, just a single bounce.
Comes down the track. Straight over the bowler's head.
V area, you know, that players from New Zealand tend to do. It's a big appeal, and this one is given Kavisha Dilhari tree here, but Kavisha Dilhari will definitely remember that wicket. It's an important one, or it's a big one.
It's certainly Andrew. She's troubled both batters in this over. Couple of times they were beaten in the flight, hit on the pads, and this time Susie Bates trying to work it towards the mid-on, missed it completely.
They've won here the last 2 times they've played. That's a quick single, and if she had hit, maybe Georgia Plymouth would have been in trouble there, but it was a quick single to mid-off.
Winning by 5 wickets. It has been a closer game than we thought so. Sri Lanka just making that 106 for 9 in their allotted 20 overs, and New Zealand have got their in 18.5 overs, so it hasn't been easy for them. The batting card, and there you go, Bernadine. She was out early for 4. Then Susie Bates and Amelia Kerr, that partnership of 65.
And the bowling card for Sri Lanka, Inertia Fernando, the standout there with 3 for 17, with Shika Prabodhini and Kavisha Dilhari getting a late wicket as well. They're the 2 other wicket takers.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are all set for the post-match presentation of this first T20I game between Sri Lanka women and New Zealand women. First, I would like to speak to the losing captain, Chamari Atapattu of Sri Lanka. Chamari, hard game. Where do you think Sri Lanka lost the game?
Actually, we lost 20-25 runs. Especially, I got out in first ball, and our batting lineups a little bit struggle. But I'm really happy about our bowling unit. They've done really good today.
Next, we would like to speak to the New Zealand women captain, Sophie Devine. Sophie, congrats on the win. How was the performance of the bowlers and the batters?
Yeah, I think this is probably the conditions we were expecting coming to Sri Lanka, spin friendly. So spinners did a great job to be able to restrict them to 105, and then batters probably lost a few too many wickets. But the way Susie held the batting innings together was really pleasing.
We would like to invite Executive Committee member of Sri Lanka Cricket, Mr. Marlon Ranasinghe, to present the Player of the Match award for capturing 1 wicket with 2 overs and then playing a match-winning knock of 44 runs. Player of the match for the first T20I, Susie Bates of New Zealand. Susie, would like to have a word or two with you. What do you make of the team's performance today?
Yeah, I'm really pleased to get the win in the first match. Conditions were very different to Gull, so we talked about having to adapt to those, and obviously lots of spin bowling. But yeah, I thought with the ball we were much better than we have been so far as a collective, and then with the bat it was just making sure that once a batter got in that we finished off the game, which disappointing to get out at the end, but once you're set on that wicket you kind of have to stay in and make the most of it.
Over Sri Lanka in this first game. Once again, Sri Lanka put into bat made just 106 for 9. Vishmi Gunaratne 26, Oshadi Ranasinghe and Anushika contributing 18 each. Amalika was a standout, 2 for 18 over 4 overs. Eden Carson 2 for 20. So far the tally: Sri Lanka versus New Zealand T20 internationals for the women's teams.